Hi there, students. The end justifies the means, or the ends justify the means. I'm sure you've all heard this before. The end is the final objective, the final result, and the means are the way of getting it. So if the end justifies the means, it doesn't matter what you do to reach your objective. What is most important is the objective. It's saying that perhaps morally wrong actions are sometimes necessary to achieve morally right outcomes. And this leads us to consequentialism, which says the only judgment about right or wrong is the final outcome of our conduct. So the final result of what we do is the most important thing, and this is saying the end justifies the means, that a good outcome excuses any wrongs committed to obtain it. So Robin Hood stealing from the rich to give to the poor. So he's stealing. Yeah, that's clearly not good, but he's giving the money to the poor. So stealing to feed the poor. Is it still stealing, or does the end justify the means? I can't answer this question for you. I wish I could, but the end justifies the means. What positive outcome is the outcome is the only important thing. Okay, so the end justifies the means. You're doing something that you shouldn't do, but what's important is the final aim, and therefore any way of achieving that aim is acceptable. Let's see, this perhaps is first attributed to Ovid, but it's probably from Machiavelli. Machiavelli doesn't actually say it like this, but he uses the idea. And I don't know, does the end justify the means? I think it's how far you go outside of what's morally right in order to obtain that means. I don't think you need to stick to no end can be justified by any unfair means. I don't think so. So yeah, wrong or unfair methods may be used if the overall goal is good. As a creature, we excuse our greed by claiming that the end justifies the means. That if the goal is important enough, then any means of getting it is acceptable. So, for example, using nuclear weapons to win a war, to beat the Japanese in the Second World War, does the end justify the means? Killing millions of innocent, or hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians, does the end justify the means? Is the desired result so good or so important that any method, even a morally bad method, is okay to use? So yes, many horrible things happen every day, but justifying everything by what you're trying to achieve in the end, I honestly don't know. Normally he'd feel guilty about the trick he played on these people, but in this case the end did justify the means. Okay, so It's saying that it's a reasonable thing to do, that the desired result is so good that it outweighs, the method used outweighs the morally wrong things done to achieve it. They believe that the end justifies the means, and they will do anything to get their candidate elected. So the end justifies the means. Am I going to give it a 5? 5.5 informality. Use it absolutely anywhere. So the end, or the ends, justifies the means.